I... I could. But if I turn off every emotion I don't want... If I were human, turning off my emotion... There is a wealth of information on the meshnet about humans. Either way, it is my way of honor. Did you see the jade plant? It's doing well, despite the hardships it has gone through. There... I don't know that I can listen to it right now. Will you keep helping me? To find the... I need to... I don't know what I'll do Good. We'll make sure they get what they deserve. I'll see to it myself. I think for now we should keep knowledge of... It may give us an edge if the people... We'll talk after you likely need sleep. I need... Good morning. I trust you slept well. Now that we are both refreshed, I feel it wouldn't hurt to recap our progress and determine if any changes should be made based on our successes. And since your journalistic efforts are a big part of why I originally... Your inquiring mind has been a huge boost in our journey thus far. As a ROM, I can't talk to people as intently as you, so you're diligent in your day-to-day work as well. Beyond journalistic persistence, let's take a look at how we performed in other responsibilities. Our first major hurdle proved challenging, but we made use of our surroundings and found a creative app. Furthermore, I am pleased with your utilization of non-violent methods. Finally, I was quite impressed by your ability to adapt on the fly. Lastly, I'd like to discuss how we're getting along with our companions and I was very impressed with your negotiation abilities with those kids. We got our data cache, and they went on their way. Jess is a bit of a harder read, but she did agree to help us out in a big way. As long as her brash nature doesn't tempt you to lash out, I think things will go smoothly. Detective Rivers was good to involve as well, and I can tell you enjoy. She could prove to be our greatest aid, as long as we... Tomcat seems to genuinely care for our cause, and I have no trouble. Out of everyone else, they see... And finally, you and I must say, we have worked together better than I ever expected. I feel confident in our combined ability, and I enjoy your company as... Unfortunately, we've just... Perhaps Tomcat was able to What? Tomcat has been very helpful. Oh, speaking of them, forwarding video...
Morning. Curran, how you been doing, hon?
I'm fine, Tomcat. Thank you for your...
Well, okay. Just say the word if I can...
Of course. In fact, I was hoping you might... Otherwise, we're down to canvassing Hayden's address book and seeing if any of his... But that's just fishing in the dark.
Well, I pulled a fair amount of data from the Parallax servers before they managed to kick me out, but it'll take me a while to... A lot of it's unrelated. TPS reports, maintenance logs, juicy meat for other corporations, but about as useful as dirt to us. It'll take me a while to decrypt all of Hayden's files, but maybe we'll find something there. So, no, I don't have as much as a whiff of a trail on who's behind this. Though, I recently got a strange request from a friend of a friend. Someone's been messing with the articles of a news organization named Augmented Eye. It seems like the network security head there is asking around for cybercrackers to help figure out how their reports are getting changed. The original files on their servers are untouched. In their system, everything looks peachy. But when you view the site from the outside of the network, things are changed up. A word here, phrase there. It's subtle, but often has it. Someone with deep access to Parallax's meshnet is changing what's being shown. I ain't sure if it's related, but maybe y'all can head down to the main KCOB offices and try talking to the gal that runs Augmented Eye. Her name is Zen. I ain't got the time or the desire to stick my nose that far out for a string.
It does. But if we have to...
Alright, I'll pass the word along then. And I'll send y'all word as soon as I...
Excellent. Thank you, Tom.
No problem, Turin. Are you sure you're gonna be okay? You've been through some shit in the past...
I said I was fine. Thank you for your concern, but I am fine. I have already handled the reality of Hayden's death. It's time to move on with the investigation.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you. I'm just worried. So, I'm here if you need anything.
Understood. I apologize for my tone.
Alright, later, Turin.
Okay, we have a lead, however tenuous. Also, while we were talking to Tom, displaying...
Greetings. I hope you'll forgive me for a voice-only message, but I'm undergoing my treatments and would not call myself presentable for a video call. Still, I wanted to inform you of an idea I had while looking into our mutual acquaintance's disappearance. I haven't had any luck with my contacts inside Parallax, but I was reminded of an old friend by the name of Melody Flores, who may know more about the nature of Hayden's She's the owner of Flower Cybernetics, and Hayden has been known to work closely with them on projects involving the intersection of Parallax's systems and the implants that Flower... Melody and I are no longer on speed, but perhaps the intrigue of Hayden. I hope this lead serves you well. If you need, I will send word if I... Yours.
Interesting. I had no knowledge of Hayden ever working with Flower Cyber. Maybe this Melody can reveal more about the... Hayden must have kept my development Hopefully we... I have highlighted Melody... Okay, we can now either follow Tom... Up to you where to go. Tomcats led us in the right direction so far, but Fairlight has It depends on what you want our focus to be on in terms of tracking Hayden's trail. Should we follow the media or the tech? It's fitting. They're the two factors that make me... If we explore them both to the fullest... I'm sorry. I was wool gathering. I see we've arrived at the Melody Flores residence. But that's to be expected, considering that she is still the majority owner of the Flower Cybernetics. I wonder how she and Hayden... Sorry. Back on... Is there anything you'd like to know? Flower Cybernetics was established in the early 2000s by Melody's mother. It started out developing cutting-edge medical tech, including advanced prosthesis and nanoparticle. They were vastly successful when they perfected the first synthetic nerve mesh, allowing direct connection and control between. The majority of their early projects were defense technologies for the American military, developing ruggedized military prosthesis for use on injured soldiers, and then this research line culminated in the development of brain-controlled androids as shock troops. Melody took over the company from her aging mother, and she fought against. She pushed the company to use the BCA technology for the company's original goals of medical advancement, as well as developing the first direct link virtual reality implants. The company is largely successful on a global scale, despite continued legislative. She's largely private, in contrast to her mother. Several biographies of former Flower executives show her as intensely passionate about demilitarizing the company to the point of absolute viciousness in. But it's been a long time since her days of fighting for the company. There's talk that she's lost her. Well, I'd take that. She may have retreated from the corporate battlefield, but you don't change the entire direction of a company. Stay on your. He did, and I can't. I know that System 1 worked with Flower to help develop the first operating system. Also, Flower eventually went with a different company for future models of the implant, but there was never any. I'll scrape the mesh for more. I can do my best to parse fact from fiction, but it. No time. These tall shrubs could line the estate of a Victorian duke. They're that stuffily pleasant to look at. These evergreens are perfectly sculpted. Your guess is... Mine said... Should... Oh, wow! Swanky! What? I have been trying to increase my usage of colloquialisms. Is swanky too out of date?
It's certainly before my time.
Oh, Miss Flores! Excuse us for the intrusion. My name is Turing, and...
Oh, I know who you are.
I can explain. I know you don't like Dr. Fairlight very much, but I assure you there's a situation.
Fairlight? I didn't realize Hayden's research had become a charity case. Though I suppose little boy Yannick will throw money at anything that raises his profile on the mesh.
Wait, you know Hayden? Also, we actually only just...
Oh, that's too bad. Now Pat won't have to eat you.
What?
Though I'm not sure your gears would have been good for his digestion.
Actually, madam, I'm not comprised of gears.
Well, either way, he's on a diet. This philosophy is how I lead my life. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear, well, he eats you. Do you understand?
Really?
Look, I don't have all day to entertain you, Turing, nor your new friend. Not even for Hayden. You don't have time to waste if you're going to find...
Right. Melody keeps Ursus maritimus, if I... That might be why the temperature controls are set so low in here. I wasn't aware you knew the scientific name of the species. Has my interest in proper nomenclature. Plenty. Have you heard of a Kermode bear, also known as a spirit bear? Or he could be a white-phased black bear, or even a Pisley. But he's not. It's...
If you were one of Fairlight's worker bees, you wouldn't have made it through the door. So why are you here to bat?
You have me at a disadvantage, Ms. Flores. You seem far ahead of us on this matter.
Just call me Melody, darling. And of course...
I have so many questions.
I wish I didn't. Maybe...
Please, Melody. We haven't had access to any of his research notes, and couldn't try... Perhaps if we know more, we might be able to nail down a solid motive.
Well, I don't know if I can speculate on that, beyond the usual... Not that Parallax is no... We had been catching up recently, and he mentioned feelings of being watched. He started to worry he had been discussing when he stopped returning my calls, and now that you've shown up with a...
I see. Can you tell...
Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. I've been around long enough to know what's coincidence and what isn't.
We were hoping you might be able to... Fairlight mentioned that you had worked...
I see Hayden didn't neglect cure... Well, you and I haven't properly met, but considering how often Hayden badgered me for design schematics of Flower's latest neural implants, I might as well be your aunt? We'll go with that. I wouldn't mind being an aunt, even to a blue-headed robot.
I'm touched, Melody.
Well then, I'm willing to answer your questions, for now.
Indeed. I don't see the connection between your company and Hayden...
Oh, Hayden wasn't researching machine sapiens. At least not primarily. Not to diminish the importance of your creation, Turing, but it's best you know the truth. Hayden is mainly interested in developing a way to transfer human consciousness into a machine matrix. You can see why neural implants would obviously be an integral part of that.
Oh, I did...
If you can even call it involvement. It's a small city, and if you're in the tech sector, you are never more than 2 degrees removed from anyone else. When he started looking into this pet project of his, he came right up to my door and demanded access to the research logs behind our earlier implants. Cheeky, but it was impactful and disruptive, as they like to say around here. I couldn't care less about Flower's patents anymore, so I gave him what he wanted, just to see what he... I'm frankly more impressed than I expected I would be, but...
Don't worry, I won't.
Oh, that was a I didn't say that. Hayden was quite interested in Turing, even if he is just a step to further research. In fact, he was preparing to publish his findings involving Turing, and I know it's going to make one heck of a splash in the scientific community. See, the most impressive part about you, Turing, is that you're surprisingly stock.
I assure you, Melody, my construction involves only the latest and greatest in ROM prototype technology.
Exactly. You're not off the shelf, but you're still just a souped-up ROM, more or less like every other one out there. Your personality algorithms are impressive, but they don't require some new space-age technology to work. Hayden is going to propose that human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware. Much like how you function.
I suppose that is correct. Still, my personality matrices do take up substantial amounts of my processing power. Wouldn't custom hardware have capabilities that better serve such a demanding specialized task?
Sure, there's still plenty of reason in trying to make a computer that works just like a human brain. Efficiency is an important part of that. But if Hayden can emulate the human mind in existing technology, it means we can start the immortality now, rather than waiting for hardware to catch up with Hayden's software.